Hello, everyone. My name is Carmen Mazzara, and I serve as Executive Director of the Coalition for American Public Diplomacy and Leadership. I'm pleased to share with you more about Capital's work around the Bridge USA program and invite you to get involved as we relaunch the coalition. For those who may not be familiar, Bridge USA is the collective name for 13 different programs for which international participants can obtain a J1 non-immigrant visa to come to the United States. Each of those 13 categories has its own target audience and requirements, but all of them combine some element of work or study with elements of cultural exchange, enabling international participants to learn about the U.S. approach to entrepreneurship and business, or science and technology, or academics, and combine that with their ability to share their culture and perspective with Americans. All participants must prove that they plan to return home after the program. These are all short-term, time-limited, again, non-immigrant visas. They must also demonstrate their proficiency in English and that they have both a US-based sponsoring organization who facilitates their ability to come from their country to the US and return home, as well as a host organization or family who's going to provide that program that they will use under the Bridge USA umbrella to have this work and study and cultural exchange experience. Each year, Bridge USA serves about 300,000 different people from around 200 countries and territories. Participants can be found in all 50 states across the US, in urban and rural environments, all over, having these wonderful work, study, and exchange experiences. And overall, they inject about $1.7 billion into the US through these programs. It's also important to note that the Bridge USA programs are not funded by US taxpayers. Typically, participants themselves cover the costs of these programs. And so it really is a wonderful way to have a cultural exchange experience that is also linked to a work experience or an academic experience that enables participants and Americans to really have an exchange of ideas and information and training. Capital was built to help strengthen and expand this wonderful program. We relaunched in January of 2025, and we plan to use our work educating key constituents about the power of these programs to show how they advance U.S. interests, particularly in terms of economic prosperity and national security and public diplomacy, but also to use our work to build a global network of all the supporters who benefit from and participate in these programs to promote best practices and really help Bridge USA deliver even more for participants and for the United States. Our board is a guiding force in delivering on this mission. And as you can see, they bring together a range of different perspectives to help us really contribute the best we can to our members and to the Bridge USA space. We have business leaders, we have folks who used to be at the Department of State, we have international agents who bring that perspective from their countries. All of these different points of view really help shape our work and make sure that going forward, we really can deliver for Capital members and for the wider Bridge USA community. What sets Capital apart from other organizations and the good work that they do is a focus on education. We've got tools and resources and different ways to understand Bridge USA programs. It's our focus on sharing best practices and really helping to make it easy and efficient for participants and host organizations and families to find good ways to deliver even more for themselves and for participants. And by the impact of positive storytelling, to share the good work that's going on and to really make sure folks understand what's going on in their communities and all of the good work that Bridge USA does for them and for the United States and for the world. What also sets Capital apart is that we are a place that's accessible to all size organizations, all roles within the Bridge USA ecosystem, and all locations around the world. We really hope to bring all of those pieces together in one community to deliver on that education, best practices, and positive storytelling elements. When we say the whole community together, we really do mean it. Membership is open to any organization or individual who has a desire to support the goals of Capital, of course, as well as that connection to Bridge USA. We also expect that they are going to uphold ethical standards to make sure that we can deliver on those best practices and really put out into the world ways to make Bridge USA stronger and help it grow and prosper going forward. Because of that focus on accessibility, we really do try to keep the door as wide open as possible, including through membership dues. These are our annual request for contributions, but for this first year of Capital's operation, thanks to a generous contribution that we received, all funds in lieu of dues will go to the newly formed Scholarship Fund for Bridge USA. As I mentioned, typically the participants cover the costs of their participation themselves. And so the scholarship fund will enable participants who may otherwise not be able to afford participation in Bridge USA to access this wonderful life-changing experience. So for 2025, in lieu of those membership dues, we do invite a suggested contribution from organizations to go to the scholarship fund so that we really can reach as many participants as possible across all of those 13 different categories. So we invite you to join Capital and to contribute to the scholarship fund to continue to invest in this life-changing work. We do invite you to become part of the Capital community, and you can find the easy way to do that in just one quick step through the Capital website, www.capdl.org. Once there, you'll fill out a brief membership form and be invited to invest in the scholarship fund. Members have access to those educational tools, those best practices, and the ability to contribute their own stories so that we can celebrate and amplify that more broadly. We have tools on the different regulations, which can be great training documents for staff who are trying to understand this space. We have some research on those distinct contributions of Bridge USA for those who are trying to make the case about why it's so important and what it contributes to communities and to the US overall. We have introductory documents as you go out into the community and seek to explain the Bridge USA participants that you welcome and what it means in your community or to invite others into the Bridge USA community. We have events, mostly online because our network is global, but we'll also be doing some regional events across the United States throughout this first year. But we want to help deliver case studies so that communities can learn how others have done good things and how they can bring that work home without having to go through the process of learning for themselves. They can really draw on those previous lessons learned. We have some ways to make the case to talk about the impact and the power of Bridge USA on economic prosperity, on public diplomacy, all of those different ways that you can showcase the work that Bridge USA does in your town and in your community and for your organization. We're also having community conversations to bring all of those different viewpoints together to unpack some issues that might be getting in the way of that continued progress and strengthening of the Bridge USA community. So lots of ways to learn and to share with other actors who've been through what you've been through, who are struggling with the same issues or have overcome the same challenges that you've had, and really a way to continue to grow and make sure the space delivers on all of the impact that it can. So we invite you to join us and to learn more on our website. My email is also here if you have any questions about what's possible or what Capital is doing or how you can get involved and join us. And then we're active on LinkedIn and Instagram, telling those stories and really showcasing all the power that Bridge USA has. So I invite you to join us in the Capital family. We welcome host businesses, chambers of commerce, families, alumni, sponsors, all the different participants in this wonderful, impactful program. We hope will become part of Capital and help us continue to strengthen it, expand it, and leave it even stronger than it was before. Thank you.